Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the next part of my Arcade Spirits playthrough. We are on chapter 3 at the moment. Just for the people who haven't played this before or even seen any previous playthroughs, your character, the main character, is 20-something, struggling to make ends meet, and at the beginning of the game, you had just lost your previous job, and in the first chapter, you find a job at an arcade, and arcades are much bigger because this is a different timeline. And the previous chapter, you learned a bit more about the arcade business and decided you wanted to do more at the Funplex, which is where you're working, to help it thrive, basically. And so this coming chapter, this new chapter, is part of those efforts. So here we go with the next chapter. Now, for people who aren't aware, I have played this quite a few times. I've played through all of the routes, and I've gotten all of the potential endings, including the bad ending, or good ending, depending on your point of view. But this particular playthrough is just me trying to be as true to who I am. I'm not trying to deliberately pick certain options so that I can get the max affection with someone or nudge my personality towards a certain direction. This is just me trying to play as honestly as possible. So, here we go. It is the future year 20 beep, and today is V-Day. Well, not the actual big day when we reveal Wyvern Keep, but a big day in relation to that big day. And I am completely stressed out. And the side note about Wyvern Keep, it was you got to pick one of 3 games that will be revealed at this event that I'm referring to. And apparently there's been some frustration that people tend to choose Wyvern Keep because for reasons. And I wanted to say here and now that I picked Wyvern Keep not because of those reasons, but because it is the game that appealed to me the most of the 3. The other 2 were a typing game, which I would actually be okay with. I probably would have succeeded better at that than at Wyvern Keep, to be honest, if I played them. And the other one was a shooting light gun game, and that is just not my bag at all. But Wyvern Keep basically flips the gender roles in a classic knight rescuing Princess Fairy Tale. Instead, it's a female knight rescuing a prince. So that appealed to me right there. My mission, should I choose to accept it, and I kind of already chose to accept, is to spread the word about the upcoming Funplex event, the one that I'm in charge of, the one that I put a ton of effort and hope into already, the one where if nobody shows up, it spells doom for all. Hey, no pressure, right? I mean, if I fail, I'll only be the laughingstock of the entire Funplex. They'll call me the Funplex failure for the rest of my days. I'll be shamed, forced to wear a giant red F on my chest. Snap out of it, Chess. The big red F. I know exactly what that's referring to. I haven't actually read the book it's referring to, but I know what it's referring to. The Scarlet Letter. And my mom said she only read 2 scenes in that book. There are 2 chapters in that book, first and last. And the essay she wrote for it, she got an A because she said the 2 most pivotal scenes were the first and last scenes. So she looked out there. Let's focus on what's right here, right now. Specifically, a giant conglomerate horde of people that keep bumping into me and smell like corn chips. And there is nowhere to run. I might be in over a little of my head here. Working in the arcade, I've gotten used to smaller crowds. My skin has gotten a little thicker and resistant to sticky soda hands touching me accidentally. But nothing could have prepared me for the sheer scope and scale of this. Just me and, I don't know, maybe 50,000 other people. I know Naomi's the one who doesn't like crowds, not me, but come on now, this isn't a crowd. It's a Gojira-sized evacuation mosh pit. I personally, me, just the player, this would be my nightmare. I am not a proud person at all. I would be hiding with Naomi. But the character is a people person. Complete with Gojira-sized screens hanging overhead, constantly showing advertisements for arcade games and industry happenings. Wow, it's so exciting. Isn't it exciting, Jess? That is a word, yes. I've never really been to one of these things. What a spectacle. Thanks for giving me a ticket. I really need to get away for a weekend. Hey, Jess, how are you holding up? Looking a little green around the gills there. I can smile through this. I can't smile through this. Everything is fine. It's not my favorite thing ever, but I can handle this. I'll just repeat my mantra. This is fine. Everything is fine. Oh, keep an eye on the screen up here. Everything will be okay. Not an ideal situation, but I got this, Juniper. Sure, there'll be a struggle, but what doesn't traumatize me today can always traumatize me later. This is exactly why I came here with you, to help you in your hour of need. And to get away for the weekend, but still, hour of need. It's true, Juniper has helped me get through a lot, but beyond generalities, I think she specifically wanted to make it up to me for the whole job offer situation. It's nice to have her here. We're not going to let a little thing like that stay as a sticking point between us. So, what's the plan? Huh? You can't just stand around all day, Jess. There's a lot of ground we need to cover to make your funplex a success. How are we going to attack this? What's the first move? I was just going to sort of play it by ear. You didn't plan for this? Like, at all? I was too busy lying awake all night stressing out to worry about playing things. Look, I'm new at event management, much less event promotion. Yeah. If you keep an eye on this little screen here, you'll see a flash of something that hints at something that happens later. Jess? Well, let's start with this. Juniper swings her book bag off her shoulders and crouches on the ground. She opens it up and pulls out a stack of papers. Hold these. I cradled them in my arms. Okay, I'm holding these. What are these exactly? Flyers, silly. The ones you wanted for promoting your big event. I managed to print out quite a few before the boss started giving me weird looks. Why are copyright rules always so strict in office jobs? Because it uses ink and paper that the company paid for? It's just paper, and I needed it. It's not just paper, Juniper, it's the ink as well. I flip the sheet over and I start to remember. Hashtag, woo! It's about 2 weeks ago. Ashley and I were holding down the fort that day. Gavin locked himself in the office and told me that if I bothered him for anything other than an emergency, that I would not live to regret it. Ooh, that's okay. Got it, Gavin. Understood. Next up is done by my channeling cue. Francine stayed home that day. She was marathoning a competitive knitting show, or something like that. I didn't know it was a thing. My other computer's being weird. Hang on. Naomi was out shopping for some extra parts. The Dig Dug machine was acting up again. The buttons were sticking from some kid's foot and a slushy on it. Ooh, yikes, those are sticky. So it started as a pretty boring day, and an empty funplex changed rapidly. When Teo came into the funplex carrying an armload of giant rolled-up posters. Heyo, Jeff. Heyo, Ashley. Welcome home, Teo. Good morning, my fair Teo. How art thou? Only so freaking excited. I might explode into 1,000 bits. Please don't. That'd be an awful mess to clean up. We don't nearly have enough hydrogen peroxide to get out the bloodstains, and I don't have a plastic tub full of lye to dissolve your body parts in. Not to mention the years of therapy Jess and I will have to go through to get over how horrible it would be to watch your friend die violently in front of you. I just can't afford it. It's just a turn of phrase. Chill. And there's you. I love it. But yeah, that is actually kind of the sort of thing I would say. I'm not going to literally explode. But, guess what's happening in 2 weeks? It's something huge for us. Are they showing a compilation of internet cat videos at the movie class? Now that I would watch. I love cat videos. Please, please tell me we are finally going to replace the blindingly horrid casino-like carpet beneath our feet. Hey, I like the carpet. It's fun. No and no. Okay, I guess I've teased it enough. Taylor took the posters, clutching and unravels them before us. It's Max time! Max? Max is already here? Shit, I thought that wasn't for another month. This means I really gotta double down on my cosplay production. Say goodbye to sleeping for the next few weeks. I've got so much to do now. I know, right? I still have to meet with all the dancers and work on our synchronized dance routine. Really not enough time to perfect it. And I have to find a good time and place for an international Showtime stage community gathering. I still have to finish handling all my embellishments for my tailcoat, find or make a decent pocket watch, start and finish my third cosplay. Ugh, Dad, take me now. Wait, can we go back a minute? Seriously, what exactly is Max? The best gaming convention. The best both of them together. Ever. Did you both plan to say that in unison? Regardless, I'm still mostly confused and require further exposition. Max is the Mega Arcade Expo, an annual arcade gaming convention. It happens every year around this time over on the West Coast. But this year, they're having a Max right here in our city, and it's going to be the biggest one yet. Now, I personally live on the West Coast, but I probably wouldn't have gone to it on the West Coast anyway, because I'm a homebody. I always go every year and show off my newest cosplay. It's a great way to meet a whole bunch of other arcade people. And catch up with those who you haven't seen since the last convention. It's so much fun! Okay, yes, okay, I see where you're both excited. Sounds cool. Yep, and I was thinking we could put up some Max posters around the complex to, get all the locals hyped about it. That's a splendid idea, Teo. Finally, an East Coast Max. We gotta make sure everyone knows about it. That we do. Teo, Ashley, and I spent the next half an hour putting up posters around the complex. We plastered as many surfaces as we could without making it look too obscene. While we were pushing pins into the wall, Teo and Ashley kept telling me stories of past Maxes and all the fun they had. Their spirit was infectious at the very least. Hard for me to avoid ending up on the hype train. Choo-choo! But importantly, the more I heard, the more I started thinking about how we could use this event to benefit the Funplex in some way. As the Funplex's newly minted event manager, I had to be on the lookout for opportunities like these. The very first Max on the East Coast. It'd be perfect. Hey, can we promote the Funplex's event at Max? Good for local buzz, and maybe we could convince some out-of-towners to stick around for it. That's the one you've been working on, right, Jeff? Yeah, I've got ideas for tournaments, token discounts, much to Gavin's displeasure, and more. And we'll be revealing the new game we got from the raid. I see. And do you have a name for this grand event yet? Yeah, Jeff, what's it called? I've been thinking long and hard and coming up with a perfect name, but I think I figured it out. Are you ready? Am I? The suspense is killing us. The complex event will be called, and this is where we get to name the event. Now, this is a default name, which I went with initially, but I've had plenty of time to mess around with names and ideas as I've worked on the different routes. And let me double check. I don't know if I have. I like any of these. I like to do funplex in the name. Now, I wanted to do funplex fun fair, like a play on Renaissance fair, but unfortunately, there's only so many characters, and that's too many. So we're going to go with funplex fun fair. I think you're calling it funplex fun fair. How's that sound, I wonder? Now, this is where, if you don't quite like it, this is another chance to go back and choose something else, but we're going to stick with Fun Fair. We shall call it Funplex Fun Fair. What do you think? Eh? Oh, I do so love it. It's perfect. Really? You named it Funplex Fun Fair? No, the wink. There are worse things you could have called it. This is true. It is kind of catchy, though. Nice work, friend. Ha! Thank you, too. So, how do I get tickets to Max? How can we advertise there? And how much would all that cost? I'm still living off pizza bagels, you know. You mean you don't already have your tickets? They sell out like on day one, my friend. Actually, they sell out in about 20 minutes on day one, and all the hotel rooms are gone way sooner. Good thing it happens to be in the same city I'm at, so I don't have to worry about that at least. What? No! My greatest plan's foiled. Beep beep. Just while you were all talking, I looked at all the scalpers who were selling tickets online at exorbitant prices, because scalpers are still a thing. Then I hacked into their IP addresses, found less than tasteful information in a couple of them, which would make their lives very difficult if they got out into the open. After contacting them, I promised I wouldn't leak such sensitive materials into the internet in exchange for selling us the tickets at their original prices. And they gladly obliged. Such nice humans. Really, Iris? Really? I transferred the funds from their account to theirs and secured the tickets. You should be getting an email for 2 Max tickets in approximately 3, 2, 1, done! Oh, and I suggested about Juniper to come along as your second. According to Juniper's hours, she's very stressed from her job and could use a mini vacation. Okay, but Iris, that's kind of known as blackmail. What you just did is technically very, very illegal. Don't worry, Jess. Iris, all possible leads back to you. You'll be fine. It's all in the name of helping the Funplex, isn't it? Just like you wanted me to do? Well, Iris has been dedicating herself to this event. We couldn't be doing it without her, even if we need to have another talk about human ethics. Fine, but next time, let's do it without any federal crimes, okay? Okay, it's a promise. Regardless, hey, tickets, I can go, sweet. And I'm not going to pity a few cold-hearted, bloodthirsty ticket scalpers myself. Those guys ruin events like Max. Also, while securing your tickets, I stumbled across the Funplex's PayPal account. It hasn't been updated in exactly 13 weeks, 2 days, 14 hours, and 54 seconds. The Funplex's social media presence is completely non-existent. Wait, you have a PayPal account? I mean, that does make sense, but still, I had no clue of its existence. I sort of run it. I'm really bad at keeping up on it, though. That sounds like it would be Gavin's thing. Why isn't he in charge of it? Gavin couldn't care less about social media. He says that, and I quote, social media is where idiots go to yell at each other about nothing of any importance, and I'm not going to waste my time with it. That also sounds like Gavin. I love this laugh. And Francine is too old to understand the importance of social media. Naomi is way too busy with all of her beloved games, so it fell into my hands, which, as I stated, I haven't been doing a great job at it. Well, we should take advantage of it for this. We can use the Facebook account to spread the word of Funflex Funfair. You're completely right. I should work harder at it. Or if you want, you could take it over as the event manager. That makes sense. Now, I always take over the Funflex's baseball because it does make sense. It really should take on the responsibility. It can only benefit the Funflex. And Ashley's right. Getting the word out is part of being an event manager. Right, I got this. Ashley, can you email me the login info? Yep, and yes. Ashley pulls out her phone and fiddles with it for a minute. Log in and get. I love the ding. Congratulations, you are the new owner of our social media account. Huzzah! The power is all mine. Mine! Ashley, are you sure you want to give just this much power? If the fact that she threw her head back and cackled is been sign enough, I don't know what else is. I'm not worried one bit. Excellent. Yes, I can help the Funflex keep up with the baseball too. I can program time posts and use effective keywords to get the most out of each post. SEO is one of my many talents. That'd be helpful, actually. Just, don't break any laws. Understood. Do I have permission to access your contacts on your baseball? Sure. And there. I sent out notifications to everyone on your friends list and your friends' friends list about the Funflex Funfair. That was fast. No joke. One more thing. Your site should have about 75% more images. Did you know that 90% of people prefer looking at pictures online rather than reading? Sounds legit. Sometimes I just don't understand you sentient beings. Your Iris does make a good point. We should totally come up with a poster for our event. We can hand them out at Max, too. And, of course, put them up around the arcade. Okay, the arcade isn't too hectic today. Actually, if you can wash the floor, I can go design us a sweet flyer to pass out to the congoers. It is time to deploy my mad artist skills, of which I have none. Sounds like a plan. Let's make this the best Max ever, one we will never forget. Spent the rest of the afternoon working hard on having the perfect design for our poster. Well, a design for our poster at any rate. And flashback over, which brings me back around to the stack of papers currently in my arms, which do not in fact resemble the poster I designed. Oh, I took the liberty of tuning your poster just a little. Now, this is why the name for the event don't have so many characters. And changing the font selection and picking out new clip art and rearranging everything and using a poppier color scheme. But I like my original design. Yes, you use Comic Sans and papyrus. Comic Sans is cool, right? It looks like a comic book. Gamer nerds love comic books, don't they? The papyrus was in that movie with the blue cat people I think everybody loves. Take it from a wannabe visual designer, Comic Sans is a one-way ticket to the uncool zone. But these new flyers are going to pull people in from the four corners of the globe. Well, yeah, I guess these are kind of not bad. Pretty good, actually. Okay, they're superior by every conceivable metric. I didn't know you were an artist, Juniper. I guess I'm good at pretending to be one, but I couldn't, make art for a living, right? I couldn't, Anyway, if that pack isn't enough, I also emailed you a copy of the original file. Just take it to a coffee shop or something. They can run off more. That's great, Juniper. Thank you. Publishing document, get! So, back to the point at hand, getting the information to the masses. Maybe if we just start yelling, hey, you guys! Several people turn around and look at us confusedly. I think that's a reference to something, but probably something that is actually from before my time when she's saying something. Juniper. It's probably not the best way to get our word out. And I'm actually still waiting for Ashley and Teo to show up. They promised that they would help me, so I think I'll just hang out until they arrive. As you like, it seems like work here is done. Juniper pulls out her phone and checks it. You conflict folks, swings and flyers. As for me, there's a really cool panel I wanted to attend. How to get your foot in the door of the arcade art industry. Aha. I see where you're going with this, Juniper. I mean, not that I'm seriously thinking about it, just, it's interesting and stuff. Uh-huh. Oh, it's only in 10 minutes. I'll catch up with you at home. Good luck, Jeff. Juniper waves as she trots off. I lose sight of her instantly as she ducks into the crowd. Growing up, I always knew that arcades were amazingly popular, but the reality of it all really didn't stick until being here at Mac. Dozens of people all coming together for the love of games. It's actually pretty darn inspiring. I muster enough courage to wade my way through several hundred people in the main convention hall. Eventually, I find a safe space, a humble bench near the water fountain. I make this my home base while I wait for my friends. Since both Teo and Ashley are running late, I have some time to fully take in my surroundings in a calmer fashion, of course. Everywhere I look, everything I see, it's all steeped in arcade culture. Booths are set up for all the major arcade companies, each table vying for the attention of the crowd. Some have spaces set up with stages, flashing lights, and people throwing t-shirts into lines of people. Can we talk about these lines for a second, though? There are lines for everything. Lines to play games, lines to go see a panel, lines to eat disgusting convention food, lines for the bathroom. Oh, that sounds... Nope. There are even lines to get into other lines. And they all just wait there, standing, happily chattering amongst themselves. I have trouble waiting in line for 10 minutes. That's the whole story for a coffee, let alone waiting in line for 3 hours just to play a game that'll be released in 4 months. These people aren't even human anymore. Their perseverance is godlike. The sensory output here is overwhelming. People are shouting and laughing as they crowd areas. Music comes out of several different groups, making it a weird mashup of notes and chiptunes. There's even a giant dinosaur that people can take selfies with. As I contemplate how I'm going to attract all these people to Funplex Funfair, I hear sounds of very loud and very upbeat music from behind me. I feel the bumping of the bass reverberate through my shoes, and I turn around. Jeff! Theo sits on a colossal boombox at his feet. I recognize the music now. It's from Showtime Stage, and Teo is bumping his signature song. I motion for him to turn down the music, and he complies. The last thing I need to do is lose my voice from shouting before I even get the chance to talk to anybody. Hey. Sorry I'm late. I had some last-minute dance moves I had to incorporate into the routine. No worries, I just got here myself. Despite Max's many attempts to trample me, I have survived thus far. It looks like you were significantly non-trampled. Nicely done. Don't congratulate me yet. We still have the rest of the day to endure. What's with the boombox, by the way? Oh, this is for the Showtime Stage gathering. There are going to be a couple hundred of us from all over the world. I didn't realize that there's Showtime Stage communities in other countries. We're actually the second biggest community. The largest is in Japan. Several players flew all the way from Tokyo just to be part of our Showtime Stage flash mob. Is this really the best place for a flash mob? What? Yes, I want to join in. How did you even arrange this? I would not want to join in. There are so many people here. An impromptu giant dancing crowd sounds like it could get a little complicated. An epic battle of crowds. There could be bumping, fist pumping. Who knows what will happen when the music starts? Unsafe at any BPM. That's beach club music, by the way. Flash mob? Here? Really? Doesn't that sound dangerous? Jeff, you're thinking too much on it. It's going to be fine. This isn't my first flash mob, you know. That, I believe. It's not? Nah, and it's all gone off without a hitch. No doubts even. I've been planning this for months, and it's taken coordination from all the leaders of all the Showtime groups. There was a lot of work from all sides to make this come together. Now all that's left is to actually do it. In fact, Jess, you should come watch it. I was about to respond when a very, very elegantly dressed gentleman caught my eye. Can we just admire the outfit? Now, I figured out pretty, right away who this was. He wore a black proper tailcoat with an ornate sigil pinned to his breast. Accompanying his suit, he had fashioned himself with white regal gloves. With the cloth draped over his arm, he held tightly onto an antique tea kettle. As he approached, the crowd parted like waves from roses. There were oohs and ahs from onlookers, and people pulled out their phones to get a quick picture of him. Like the rest of the crowd, I was taken aback at how immaculate this butler was. Absolute perfection. I felt like I had time warped back to the 1800s and about to have tea with royalty. He stepped up to me in tail and gave us a slight bow. Normally this would be ridiculously out of place, but not at an arcade convention. He's a character from a hot fighting game called Melee Maidens. It's all about ninja maidens, battle butlers, duking it out who like to serve as fancy party or something. Oh my, I think I'm in love. Tea, Earl Grey, hot. Something familiar about this butler. Now, I was raised on Star Trek, particularly Next Generation, so I have to go with this one. This cosplayer is decked out in full butler regalia, teapot and all. I think I'll play along in this charade. Just in time, the dilithium crystals are busted and the replicas are on the fritz, number one. Make it so. Yes, it's me. Huh? How does this mystery butler know my name? Do I have a stalker who is also a butler? What if we work together? Uh-huh. Did Francine hire someone and not tell me about it? How long has Gavin, Naomi, and Ashley? It took you long enough, geez. The confused look on your face. Ha! I knew it was Ashley. I mean, the hair color, the eyes, just looking, I knew, but that's me. Priceless. Have you never seen Ashley's crossplay before? Possibly. Probably not. What's crossplay? It's when you cosplay as another gender. Oh, okay. Ashley, seriously, you look completely different. I didn't even recognize you. I'm sorry that you think otherwise for a minute, but it was all in good fun. No worries, it's pretty impressive work. Oh, it's not impressive at all. I mean, I could have done a much better job at sewing the coattails. I need to be 5 inches taller. I need to go to the gymnast before this. You can't change any of that now, and honestly, it looks fine. Regardless, the cosplay parade is starting soon, and I need to get over there. You should come with me. But yeah, Ashley pointing out all the things wrong. That's like a writer, which is what I do, just unable to see how good their writing is. They just see the flaws. Or an artist not being able to see just how good their art is. They just see the stuff that's not quite right, or it doesn't match what's in their head. Most other people who are going to look at the art, they see the art. They don't see what you originally planned to do. Hey now, Jess is going to go with me to the Showtime stage gathering. Well, whatever Jess wants to do, it's her choice. That's fair. Either way, it'd be a good opportunity to promote Funplex Funfair to one crowd or another. So would you like to come with me to the cosplay parade? Or join me in the flash mob? As fun as it would be to watch a bunch of dancing, I would love to be a cosplayer myself. I don't have the money to do it personally, so we will go with Ashley. Huzzah! This way. Ashley led the way as we weaved between people in the crowd. We traveled through the largest exhibit hall to get to the cosplayer gathering. Ashley had mentioned it was in the Pac-Man theater. Of course, it would be named Pac-Man. This is a timeline where arcades are a big deal and not just something that finds their way wherever. They're just afterthoughts. Which meant risking our lives to the most densely packed hall of the entire con. And I thought the main hall was bad, but this was 1,000 times worse. At one point, they announced that the show floor had just opened up and a huge rush of people came straight for us. It gave me flashbacks to the one time I worked shoe shop retail over the holidays. The horror. And that's why I try not to go shopping during the holidays. The gamer stampede came straight toward us, wild eyes and groping hands. I thought for sure I was going to get trampled to death. But at the last second, Ashley pulled me to safety. You've got to be more careful, Jess. Don't lose sight of me. She points to her eyes and then back to mine, our eyes now locked forever in a mystical eye-locking spell. Eventually, after several more attempts on my life through various deaths by copious amounts of people, we made our way to the Pac-Man Theater. The theater was huge, capable of packing in several hundred people. Most of those seats were already taken too, and people were milling around the auditorium aisles. My floor attendant sensors detected this as a fire hazard, but that's not my job. A huge stage had been set up in front of us where normally there'd be a table for the speakers, like in a panel discussion forum. Since the theater is so large, they placed projector screens on either side of the stage, so whatever is happening can be seen by those sitting in the back row. It's interesting that this is one of the auditorium stage for the more popular panels, and now the cosplay parade? Yeah, I watched a video of the voice actors for Battle for Azeroth being introduced, and the woman who did the voice of Talanji, she was on the panel, and there was a cosplayer dressed as Talanji, and so she got to go down into the crowd and meet her and hug her and take a picture with her, so that was amazing. Actually, what exactly is a cosplay parade? I'm so glad you asked, Jess. It's where all the cosplayers get together, line up, and show off their latest creations for the masses on the theater stage up front there. Now that I think about it, kind of self-explanatory, right? Sometimes they even give prizes to the best cosplayers, but this one is pretty chill. I have seen videos and pictures of cosplayers, and I am just in awe of the talent and skill that goes into making those costumes. I mean, even Ashley's. That must have taken a lot of time and effort. I mean, she might have been able to buy, like, the pants and tailcoat and stuff, but she still would have had to tailor them to fit her, because I could just about guarantee they wouldn't have fit her. And it's not just the cosplay, but also the accessories, such as the watch and the teapot. No prizes? Not even a shiny puppet cap to heft over your head? Ha ha ha! Maybe one day. Today we are here to appreciate each other's talents and have fun. Before I can interject again, Ashley runs over to a person dressed as a maid. It looks very uniform to Ashley's butler cosplay. Maybe they're from the same game? I absolutely adore your Mia from Melee Maidens. That answers that question. It's totally cute. And your sword, incredible. Thank you. I made it from Crackfoam and Warbler. It only took like 30 hours to do. That's so professional looking. Dang. I can't get over how dapper your Angus is. The details you put into his pocket watch are phenomenal. I actually found a watch at a thrift shop and then just molded the extra embellishments on with clay. And this went on for some time. I think it would have been rude to interrupt Ashley when she's obviously having so much fun being a part of her community. As I continued to chat about making costumes, I noted that more and more cosplayers were filing into the theater. For once in my life, I actually felt uncomfortable wearing my usual comfiest hat hoodie. I felt underdressed compared to all the Melee Maidens cosplayers. Seriously, was this a costume ball or a black tie gala? Not even mentioning the congregation had feathers, capes, prop weapons and wings. Someone in a giant movie costume made out of square foam pixels. Chrissy would be delighted to see that. There's a video that I've seen of a cosplayer going around with their violin and playing the themes for the various media that other cosplayers were wearing. They did Star Wars, Pokemon, and they were dressed as Pokemon. Some of them, I didn't recognize the music, but obviously the cosplayers did, and most of them were delighted. For all the visual chaos, the vibe remained pretty chill and friendly, just folks sharing a common joy in dressing up as someone else. Eventually, Ashley parted from our conversation to check on me. Sorry, Jess, sometimes I get so swept up in it all. I get it. Back at the Funplex, you mentioned that you can only see some of your friends here at these cosplay events. Oh yeah, cosplayers travel all over, more than other gaming communities, I bet. Do you know everyone here? Oh no, I mean, I know a good amount of people here, but everyone? Nah. Sure seems like you do. I've seen at least 30 people come up and compliment your butler. Hey, nice Angus, blow the tailcoat. Thank you. There, see what I mean? You're mega popular. You think we could spin that into some kind of cosplay event at Complex Fun Fair? Hey, great idea. We could have a real cosplay contest. And I'm gonna win. What's this, competitive, Ashley? You've been taking notes from Queen Bee, haven't you? What? Don't tell me you saw us practicing in the bathroom the other day. I didn't, but now I can't get that image out of my mind. We ladies gotta stick together. Ladies helping ladies. Am I right? So right. Our chuckles were interrupted by one of the MAX attendants. If you're participating in the cosplay parade, I need you to gather in the backstage green room. I repeat, all cosplayers proceed to the green room. Like a slow herd of brightly colored sheep, Ashley and I moved into the next room to join the rest of the cosplayers. When I got to the front of the line, the attendant stopped me dead in my tracks. Cosplayers only, no handlers unless you are visibly holding up something. Handlers? Oh, hey, Jess? Ashley tilted her head as if to signal me to step aside. Excuse us, we'll be right back. If you want to be part of the parade, you have to be back here in the next 20 minutes. I step out of line and stand next to Ashley, who was digging through her bag. I was hoping it wasn't going to come to this, but I feel like this is our only option. Ashley pulls out a surprisingly fancy and elegant maid outfit, and then hands it to me. I need you to wear this. Yes, sign me up. I am made to order. Oh my gosh, the pub. Wait, you just happen to have this? Nuh-uh, I am not dressing up as a maid. This is what I'll go with. This is all too convenient that Ashley has a maid cosplay just tucked away, roughly in my size, prepared for something like this. I'm on to you. What do you mean? First of all, why exactly do I need to wear this? Secondly, you planned for this, didn't you? And lastly, you just want to see me in a maid's outfit. 1, you need to wear this to get on stage as part of the cosplay parade. A moment in the spotlight would help you spread word about Funplex Fun Fair, right? Where better than in the biggest auditorium at Max? 2, I did plan for this. Sometimes handlers aren't allowed on stage with their cosplayers. I need to get you, Ashley pointed to me and then to the theater stage, on there. 3, yes, duh. But I'm not going to force you to do something you don't want to do. If you don't want to take the spotlight with me, don't worry, I'll still help promote the event. It's all up to you, okay? And no hard feelings either way. Well, this would be a terrific opportunity for me to promote my event. Is a bit of personal embarrassment the price I pay, or should I just leave that to her? I can't say I'm totally thrilled, but, well, why not? I'm willing to do it to help get the word out. Count me in. Great, trust me, this will be tons of fun. We made our way to the nearest bathrooms, and I changed into the maid outfit. I struggled to figure out all the clasps and what Velcros to what, but Ashley took the time to help me get situated. Once we were done, we headed backstage, which I'd say resembled the Funplex. Big room, but hey, same purpose, same function. Yep. I mean, it does look a lot like it. Here, the cosplayers lie in wait for the big show to start, including one particular butler and a newly minted mage. Mage? Maid. I can talk, really. Whee! You look so cute. I wish I looked half as cute as you do in this. But seriously, you're going to have to do this with me more often. You make a perfect Alice. Alice? Right, I forgot you know nothing of melee maidens. Alice is the head maid of the Nico Manor. Nico, isn't that Japanese? A reference to cats? Well, okay. So, Angus, that's me, and Alice, that's you, are siblings fight alongside each other to prevent other maids and butlers from taking over their estate. They fight for Lady May. Oh, and I almost forgot. Ashley pulls up more costume stuff from her pack. This time it's a set of cat ears and a tail. Oh my gosh. Yes! Alice is a cat girl. What? They don't have cat ears, and I thought we were siblings. Spoilers! You don't find out that they're siblings until after you beat Angus' story arc. When the game starts, Angus has amnesia, and after you win, Alice appears and tells you everything. Angus' power is unleashed, and he becomes his old cat boy self. It also unlocks an extra skin you can play with, but now we've gotten very far off track. That's right. Any more questions? I think that covers it. Ashley fashions the cat tail to the back of the maid dress and places a headband on my head. With the costume finalized, I take a long, hard look in the mirror. And, okay, it's not half bad. It's definitely not me, but I can live with this. And the bow changes color depending on what you picked for your hoodie. And if you went with that first option when you're like, oh yes, I am so made to order, then you can decide if you like the look. But we're not going there. Because this is being true to who I am, and I wouldn't have been like, oh yeah, sign me up. You know, I've been like, hold on. Oh good, Katie and Steph are here. Who? They're a couple of my good cosplay friends, and they are way more talented than me even. And they just so happen to be the MCs for the cosplay parade. Ashley waves over to them and they smile, waving back. I talked with them earlier. After the parade, they'll let us come up on stage and talk about Fun Fair. Whoa, really? Really? Thank you so much, Ashley. That'll help a ton. Yes, it helps to know people sometimes. We found a few other cosplayers who dress up as other Melee Maidens characters, and we all formed up as a group. Into a group. Excuse me. I can read, honest. Even though we were together, Ashley and I kept to ourselves save for pleasantries. As we chatted away, the MAX attendants came back to give us a final warning before we went on stage. Everyone listen up. We got 10 minutes before the parade, and make sure you're all ready to go. I love that Judge Rando. I think I'm experiencing performance anxiety. My heart rate's increased, and I feel flushed. This pressure to look perfect is too much. Ashley, do I look okay? Are my ears on straight? What about the tail? You look fine. Trust me. So yeah, let's take a moment. And you get the outfit regardless of your pronouns. It's the same. So it's really funny if you're playing a male character and you're dressing as a cat boy, cat girl. You're the best cat girl maid I've ever seen. I bet you say that to all your cosplay friends. I don't. Honest. Well, I think that your, what did you call it? Crossplay? It's fantastic. Why did you choose to crossplay as Angus anyway? I would have expected you to be one of the other fancy maids. I was so happy when I got to this point in the story. I see. Hope I didn't pressure you into oversharing just now. Overshare. There we go. Aww. Well, gosh, thanks, Ashley. I really appreciate the trust you put in me. I won't let you down. Cosplayers, the time is nigh. So this is part of the reason, that I picked the cosplay parade. Aside from this, really is what I would rather do than the dance flash mob, is to get this discussion with Ashley, because I have never been uncomfortable with how I present, but I know there are people out there who are still trying to figure that out. So I'm so grateful that there's a story like this out there, where it's part of Ashley's character arc, but it's not the only part of their character arc. There's other parts too. This is just one element of who Ashley is. They're a cosplayer, they work at Funplex, they're non-binary. And that's it. That's all that matters. Once again, the attendants started barking orders at us. We all shuffled into another line, like how we were told to do earlier, and slowly we all began filing out of the room. The closer we got to the stage doors, the more I feel the nerves creep in. Yes. We're next. Melee Maidens group, go! Now. Ashley looks over at me, just beaming. This is her life, her everything. Take a deep breath, Jess. Close my eyes, taking in as much air as I can. I hold it in for a long moment before exhaling. I open my eyes slowly and take a step into the Pac-Man Theater and onto the stage. I'm following Ashley, who is following the rest of the maid and butler crew. Once all of us are on the stage, the MCs announce us as the Melee Maidens group. As I look out in front of us, I can see a completely packed theater. It's hard to make out specific faces due to the stage lights, but I can see the outline of hundreds of people. A rush of adrenaline surges through my body, and I look over to Ashley. A proper butler, she takes each step with purpose and elegance. She isn't breaking character for anything, not all the cheers in the audience, not all the people smiling and laughing around her. She is Angus, and she's owning it. The announcers ask us to strike a pose on 3, 2, 1. Fighting pose, coy flirting, polite curtsy. Well, Melee Maidens have to go with fighting pose. I bring up my fist, ready for some fisticuffs. Not that I've ever taken a martial arts class, but I've seen enough martial arts games to know some basic style. We finish holding our poses long enough for everyone in the audience to get a good amount of pictures of us. And once a sufficient amount of snaps have been snapped, an MC instructs us to stay on the stage, passing Ashley a microphone for the big Funplex Fun Fair announcement. Thank you, everyone. It means so much to us that you could join my sister Alice and I here at Mako Manor. As you know, we adore organizing exorbitant galas at Lady Nance's estate. However, Alice and I are planning a very extravagant event at a very extravagant location. Go on, Alice, tell them everything. Ashley hands the mic to me. Watching her never break character has inspired me to play along too. That's right, Angus. Next weekend, we will be hosting a costume contest at Francine's Arcade Funplex for Twin Pines Mall. It's all part of Funplex Fun Fair, along with a Fist of Discomfort tournament, a world record attempt on Moopy's Magical Maze, and the reveal of a rare and mysterious game. Oh my, first time the public will have seen it? You know it, brother. This isn't the event to miss. It will be the most noteworthy event of the season. And remember, this is a private affair, so please only tell your closest friends. Ashley winks to the audience before bowing. Another rush of cheers fills the theater as we walk off stage for a second time. The MCs give their closing words to dismiss the audience. As people begin exiting the auditorium, I feel my phone vibrate in my hidden vest pocket. At first it was just a couple vibrations, but before I could realize what was happening, my phone started seizing. What the? I pulled my phone from my pocket and saw that the Sunflex's face wall had over 1,000 shiny new lights. No, really, what the hell? The cosplay parade is a huge part of every Mac and generates thousands of photos and articles online. Excuse me. Also, it was being live streamed. Actually, you failed to mention that part. Well, you seemed so nervous, I didn't want to make it worse. And the act you pulled just now has generated a 700% increase in traffic on our site. I also gobbled up some paid keywords, so if anyone posts about cosplay at Max, they will see an ad for Funplex Funfair. Pretty genius, right? Quickly, I scanned my own face wall, and even people I knew who weren't arcaders were talking up a storm about it. I also could hear cosplayers discussing it as we waited for the auditorium to clear out. I can't wait till next weekend. That Funplex Funfair thing sounds like a blast. I am totally going to that Funplex place. Do I want to wear my next cosplay there? Yes, we did it. I had lots of help from you too, Ash. Don't count yourself out. We make a pretty great team. It's great to hear all the buzz around the cosplay community, and Iris really helps with the social media aspect. Can't believe it was that easy. I mean, tiring, but easy. That was great fun and all, but I'm completely exhausted. Yes, totally. Me too. I need a break from all this. Sometimes I collect my thoughts and rest my eyes from all those flashing lights. I'm still seeing spots. You hear that Gavin and Naomi are running a pop-up arcade for the Funplex? A bunch of other local arcades are doing the same over in Hall B. It might be worth stopping by there for a breather with some friends. And make sure they aren't slacking. That sounds like a solid plan. You want to come with me? Not quite yet. I need to do some touch-ups on my makeup. How about I meet you there later? Great. See you soon. I wave bye to Ashley as I make my way toward the restrooms to get changed back to my usual clothes for the time being. Then I was off to Exhibit Hall B on the lookout for Gavin's serious face or Naomi's kind one. And let's see, Exhibit Hall B, it very much resembles Exhibit Hall A, where I started my day. Mystery type dealers, swag, crowds. But there's definitely more actual arcade games here. Since local places have set up pop-up arcades all over the place. Hard to note the smaller displays with the giant garish Ezeko's Palace display eating up the center. I managed to crawl my way around the edges to find, well, now pretty much everybody else in the crew is safe for Francine. Taylor and Ash are still off hanging out with their respective communities. I've got some time. Maybe I can bend someone's ear. Meanwhile, let's see what everybody's doing right now. Okay, Gavin's reading the news, bored out of his mind. Naomi's fixing up a busted Galaga as she could use a break. Percy's idly playing a round of Nibbler. Queen Bee looks worried and agitated. So, last chapter, talked to Percy. Next chapter, we, just like with the second chapter, we had a chance to spend time with Gavin and Naomi. In this chapter, it's Ashley and Teo. Next chapter will be Percy and Queen Bee. So I'll have a chance to talk with Percy and Queen Bee next chapter as well. So the question is, do I want to talk to Percy again? Because I talked with him before going on in that arcade raid auction, whatever. Or do I want to talk to one of the others? So this is me. Would I want to talk to my pseudo boss? Would I want to talk to Naomi? Would I want to talk to Percy? Would I want to talk to Queen Bee? Worried and agitated is an odd look for Queen Bee, so we'll go with her. Queen Bee looks stressed out, just floating around and not playing games. Hey, hey kid, how's Max treating you? Decently, and you? You look kind of frazzled. Me? Ha. I'm totally okay. I'm in the loser's bracket. Meaning the big FOD tournament they're hosting here at Max. I advanced from pools, but I'm in the loser's bracket. If I lose one more match, I'm out. Finished. Dead. A loser. I get it. Right now, I'm just sitting around waiting to be called up for my next match, trying not to worry, and failing miserably. It sucks. It seriously sucks. Allow me to provide a service to our valued customer and distract you then. Want to talk? Yeah, sure. Why the fuck not? We amble on around behind the complex display to a neat little corner wedged between two other industry booths. A good spot for a quietish chat. Frankly, it's when you aren't worried that you make mistakes. You get cocky, overconfident. You screw up. You? Cocky? Never. Yes, that would be me. Cocky as a defensive mechanism is different from cocky out of apathy. You steel yourself with one, you let important things slip with the other. You feel me, kid? How you can take on the world, and maybe you really can. Wouldn't keeping it level-headed work better? I don't think I could have balanced confidence if I tried. I'm trying to demonstrate that I understand what she's saying. I think I get it. You fix yourself squarely in the mindset that you can destroy all comers, and it gives you the mojo you need to actually do it. So having a good day or a bad day, you want to go in assuming you'll rock the world. Nailed it. Oh ho ho, we'll make a champion out of you yet, kid. Well, a champion floor attendant. Event manager. Whatevs. What, and you're not stressed at all, huh? Well, yeah, okay, I'll admit it. Things have been stressful with streaming lately. Oh, how so? Because with esports streaming, everything has to be perfect all the goddamn time. It's not like you, where if you miss a stray gum wrapper or the plexiglass isn't polished to a shine, Gavin will let it slide. Clearly, you haven't worked for Gavin. I like that. Okay, Francine will let it slide. Look, I'm not a metaphor person. Oh boy. Oh boy. What's going on here? Come on. Damn. Damn indeed. You see what I mean? Take the road that I planes with you, I say. But you told me you're waiting for an all-time high. Why put yourself through all this? I can't imagine being under all that stress and pressure all the time. I feel for Queen Bee. I really do. Is this streaming supposed to be fun? That sounds like the opposite of fun. Oh, it's still plenty fun. It's just that recently I've been pushing myself that extra mile to really make Queen Bee stand out from the rest. That's hard work, you know? And with your big tournament coming up, it's got me working overtime, practicing, so I can really mop up the local scrubs with style. That all makes sense, but you have to take time for yourself and relax. You just have been done. I know streamers who take a week off, go on vacation or something, and the subs drop off the face of the earth. But I also know burnout's a serious thing. I do need to take breaks. And if I'm going to relax, you should follow that same advice, kid. Huh? You're running all over the place, pushing your event. I get that this is a big deal for you in the same way training it for it is a big deal for me. But take some me time alongside the you time, you know? I mean, you, me, and you. Me, you, I mean, fuck it, you know what I mean. The two of us go our separate ways, start to rejoin the tournament, me to catch up with Theo and Ashley again, back at the mini funplex. The current status, sitting, and enjoying it. It took a few minutes of searching and stalking, but eventually I found an open seat in the pop-up arcade. While the sit is satisfying, the rest of everything else is miserable. My feet are sore from walking all over, and I don't remember the last time I ate. I feel dehydrated, and I have a slight headache from all the noise. And there are still 4 more hours of max left. Oh, if Gavin saw me in my current state, leaning back, arms at my side, completely exhausted, I can picture it clearly. He'd be looming over me with his dark, unfettered eyes. He would lean in close and frown. Grumbling, he'd say, "Jess, may I remind you, these seats are for patrons only." I audibly sighed just thinking about it. Luck would have it, though, Gavin and Naomi are huddled over the Gallagher cabinet, trying to figure out why the monitor's not working. Freedom, my buns are experiencing the best freedom has to offer. And while my body feels like it could collapse at any moment, I feel good about it. Right? Getting the word out about Funplex's fun fair was great. Seeing people's face light up with excitement is why I'm really here. But spending time with Ashley was an added bonus. She's certainly got passion to spare. I smiled to myself. The pain in my heels and the grumbling in my tummy. Worth it. While enjoying the respite, I let my eyes close for a moment. And of course, the second I do that, I hear footfalls closing in. There you are, Jess. We've been looking all over for you. But we were specifically going to meet back up here, at the Funplex pop-up arcade. Yes, but we didn't expect you to be tucked in the darkest corner of the arcade. I'm hiding from Gavin. He'll put me to work if he sees me. Hiding behind the pinball machines is probably not the smartest choice, Ben. You know how much he loves pinball. Every spare moment he thinks no one is watching him is spent getting that high score. I have so many candid pictures on my phone of him playing pinball. You have to show me, like, right now. Ha-ha, yes! His concentration face is so cute. Before I can even react, Ashley has her phone out and is scrolling through pictures of Gavin. Ahem. They'll look up at me guiltily. Don't we have more important matters? Max is over in a few hours and we still have a lot of work left to do. You're right, Jess. Please don't tell Gavin. The secret is safe with me. Right, so, business time. I think I got something. Go on. I have a friend and she's an indie arcade developer. The new title she's been working on is amazing. It's got co-op, it's got competition, it's got magical schoolgirls. Now you're talking. It's got it all. Wait, I'm pretty sure I've heard of this game. Is it called Magical Moon Cuties? Yeah, that's the one, and she's thinking about premiering it at Funplex Fun Fair. It would be cooler than cool. It sounds interesting enough. Might make for another fun game for people to play. Definitely. What was that? Oh, definitely. My friend is somewhat renowned in the indie scene, and the game's been in development for years. I'm sure it would create some buzz at least. Are you kidding, Sam? We'd be the talk of the arcade world. I do like being the talk of world type things. Let's go check it out. I stand up, invigorated by the news. As I start walking back towards the hall with Teo, I hear a call from behind me. Wait! I turn around and see Ashley standing there, fidgeting. Her green eyes are darting back and forth nervously. Ashley? I, too, have a plan. She motions for us to come back towards her, which we do. What's your idea, Ashley? She puts an arm around Teo and the other one around me, huddling the three of us together. So what I am proposing might not be the most legal course of action. Do I even want to know? You've seen the huge monitors hanging from the ceiling in the middle of all the major halls, right? How could I miss them? They're constantly bombarding us with ads and false hopes of high-quality convention food. No matter how amazingly tempting that $9 hot dog looks on the big screen, don't even think about it. Exactly my point. Everyone is looking at it. I know a way to sneak into the back area. All we have to do is break into the main communication center and upload the flyer just made into the rotation. You want to do what? Keep your voice down, Teo. unless you want to get arrested for being an accomplice. It's a genius plan. Everyone at the Max will see our name in lights. Okay, so yeah, that's a less than legal way of getting the word out. I have to admit, you've got me intrigued, and it's definitely worked. But I don't know. Trust me. Of course we need to go in disguise. I'm already nicely disguised. But just we need to switch into something way more distracting. Why, more distracting exactly? To distract from your face, of course. What I'm trying to say is people will remember the costume, not the person wearing it. Which means, May just rides again. I knew it. Come on, you did so great on stage. Think of this as your encore. How about it? As I forget about magical moon TVs, it's a valid alternative. Both options are valid, honestly, especially advertising, which only drives foot traffic, even if getting up there would be dodgy. I feel like there was a legal way to do that. But probably your character wouldn't have known that at the time. Apparently, Iris could help us do it safely without anyone noticing, safer than actually going off on her own to try this inadvisable stunt. The having to say in the title might do the trick and result in far less deifying. Yeah, far less meaning being none. So this is me. Definitely do not want to do anything remotely illegal, so we'll go with Teo. Actually, you got this. You don't need any help from me. Honestly, I don't feel like getting carted off to jail today. It's not on my scheduled agenda. Plus, I'm pretty sure Ashley can handle breaking and entering all by herself. And yes, I do realize how wrong that sounds even in my own head. Exactly. I bet you've seen plenty of heist anime, so much that you could sneak into the Natural History Museum and steal the world's biggest Fabergé egg in the middle of the day. I got like 12 bobby pins holding this wig on. I won't let you down. I know you won't, and please, try to be careful. Ashley smiles widely before prancing up into a crowd of arcade folk. You can stop worrying, Jess. Ashley knows exactly what she's doing. That's why I'm worried. Fair enough. Well, shall we go see a lady about an indie game? We shall. As we left the pop-up and traveled deep into the halls of Max, people kept stopping us to say hello to Teo. We'd be happily on our merry little way, and then get interrupted. I can talk, honestly, by a random person. Oh man, it's Teo. How are you doing? Rando fanboy. Great, but hey, we're on our way to meet with someone. Let's catch up later. Cool, laters. And this happened every couple minutes. Walking through the convention floor was like walking through a field of landmines. I'm running out of soda. Where instead of explosions, it was uncomfortable introductions to people I will probably never see again. Unless a romance tale. Eventually, Teo leads me back to a section of arcade games hidden behind all the major companies' booths, near where he held his dance flash mob. I know this how. What they set up here is mostly reminiscent of the rest of Max. Arcade cabinets are closely lined up side by side, making several aisles for gamers to aimlessly wander down. I would have expected to be more used to pushing my way through throngs of carts by now, but nope. Teo and I force our way through huddled masses of chattering conversations. As I look around at all the different arcade games that surround us, I notice something's off. There are exactly 0 titles that I actually recognize. Dig Dug, Gauntlet, no Dig Dug, Gauntlet, nor Street Fighter. Not even a hint of a pinball game. I'm starting to get concerned. Teo, where in Max are we? This is the Indie Mega Arcade. Well, originally they called it Indie Mega Arcade Expo, but then IMAX sued them. The what? That didn't explain anything to me. What are all these weird games? I understand nothing. If you'll hush those alluring lips of yours for a second, I'd be more than happy to explain. Okay, I'm hushing now, totally and completely hushed. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. The Indie Mega Arcade is a huge area of Max that showcases all the new and upcoming indie arcade games. Things like the one I'm currently playing. New developers get a chance to show off their stuff, get useful feedback, and maybe get a few people interested in their games along the way. That's the dream of the indie dev, to make a game that people enjoy playing. I really don't know much about the indie arcade scene, admittedly. Working at the Funplex offers me a crash course in arcade culture every day and learn about completely new aspects. That's the fun part of playing this character, is you know nothing about the arcade culture, so you get to learn it all. It does make perfect sense to have an indie game scene, I just never realized that it existed. It's pretty amazing, actually, a community of people who share ideas and a passion. Can't afford mass production runs of games, but they got a lot of heart, you know? Like having indie video games, like this one. Or there's indie publishers for books. They can't crank out a box for every arcade on Earth, but indie developers are free to make whatever type of game they want. No pressure from a big-name company either. Complete and utter creative freedom. Really, anyone can make a game if you put your mind to it. In fact, I bet even you, Jess, can make an arcade game. What say you? My game would be spectacular. Does I have other things to focus on right now? Yeah, I toyed with the idea. Gotta go with the first one. I've always been the idea gal. Ever since I was a kid, I've been dreaming up game ideas. Well, I've been dreaming up story ideas, but not game ideas. But kind of the same thing. Like a zombie-themed fighter or a train-driving racer, I got tons of them just waiting to be turned into a fully-fledged game. I just draw an intricate arcade game levels on paper, too. Being surrounded by hardworking individuals at the Funplex only enriched that fantasy. I mean, I can't code or draw, but I can always dream up new ideas. Tail, you don't even know, I've got so many ideas swimming in my head for a game. Oh yeah? What would you make first? I'd make a romance game. I designed a super cute puzzle game. Roguelike, procedurally generated, open-world twin-stick platformer with loot boxes. If there is one genre of game that's easy to replicate, it's a puzzle game. Give it a good theme, and people will be drawn to the effects and the mental challenge. A simple match 3 game would be fairly easy to make. I'd want an appealing design, something really super adorable to catch the eye. Maybe some bedazzling jewels or crushing candy or something. People would think hundreds of tokens in to continue playing. Exactly. Highly addictive, highly profitable, but also highly fun. Fun is the ultimate point of a game, right? I like it. Well, if you ever get super bored of being an arcade event manager, I can hook you up with all the proper people to launch your second career. What do you mean? Oh, I have some friends who make arcade games for a living. Some friends. As soon as I said it, I became overtly aware of the situation. Since we stepped foot into the India Mega Arcade, people have all been waving and nodding to Taylor, not to mention all those people stopping us on the way to get over here. I'd say more than some friends. You're a popular guy. He raised his hand, waving off the very notion that I know to be true. Everyone knows who he is, and I have no idea. Taylor's always been such a crowd pleaser at Showtime stage, but I guess his popularity spread to all facets of his life. Dance champion and indie arcade game scene champion, huh? Oh, we can't have sad Tail. Oh, Tail. No. Tail sighs heavily. His mood shifted from excitement to utter solace. I feel like that's the wrong word there. It doesn't fit. The cool, collected Tail is showing a side I've not seen yet. Guess he's able to experience emotion other than joy. Everyone. Confirmed. Tail is not a joy robot. But this isn't right. Sad Tail is worse Tail. As his friend, I must fix this. You can't please everyone, Teo. Allow me to boost your ego. You haven't let me down. He shows them if something similar happens if you go with him to the dance flash mob, and one of the options is to start dancing, and you start doing the Macarena, which I used to do a lot when it was popular. But we're going to go with the first one here. Teo puts too much pressure on himself. With the amount of people he knows, it's physically impossible to see everyone. There is literally no way you can meet and hang out with every single person you know. If you had given 15 minutes time to the amount of people I've seen you say hello to, it would take you an entire day to get through them. You exaggerate. Oh my gosh, he's blushing! Blushing Teo, I love it. Teo, if there's one thing you can be sure of, it's that Jess doesn't exaggerate. Well, I only observe and state the objective facts. Usually. It's tough only seeing the people you care about every once in a while, but you've been doing a great job. I've seen so many of your friends stop and say hello to you. Plus, they completely understood when you told them you were busy. Not one left without a smile on their face. They really care about you. You know what, Jess? You're right. The more I hang out with Teo, the more I learn about him. It's always something new and something unexpected. Let's bring this background to why we're here. How did you get involved in the indie arcade scene anyway? Through Michelle, the indie developer I want you to meet. I met her a few years ago at a previous night. I was hanging out with my crew near the dancing games, and she stopped by to play around. Since she was new to the scene, I struck up a conversation with her, much like when I met you. So there was plenty of flirting then. I cannot help myself when surrounded by such beautiful, wonderful people. Oh, Teo. And Michelle makes indie arcade games? She's only one of the coolest and most prolific arcade developers in the industry today. She's worked on several big-name indie games, and when she's not working, she's speaking all over the world about arcade development. Getting hoarse here. Color me impressed. It sounds like Michelle is the sort of influential person who could really help with funds like Funfair. She really is. I'm what now, Mateo Alvarez? Oh, is that his actual name, not Teo? Oh, Michelle, only the worst person I've ever met. As to be expected from somebody of your caliber. Touché. I was just looking for you, by the way. Well, I'm glad I found you then. What's on your mind? I wanted to introduce you to Jeff. Nice to meet you. The pleasure is mine. Took me a second, but Michelle totally looks like, uh-oh. You aren't perchance also a federal agent? This is it. I'm doomed. It was a setup. I'm about to be renditioned to a CIA black site. Who, me? No way. Although my sister, well, I can neither confirm nor deny what she does for a living. I see. Okay, that makes sense. Gotcha. I'm going to shut up now and focus on arcade stuff. I think what Jess is trying to say is that you think of a very confident and authoritative expression. That's all. Yep, that's exactly what I meant. I got it on the nose. Thanks, Teo. Sure, okay, let's go with that. And then she's just humoring us. Anyway, I spoke with Teo earlier in the day, and he told me you had a business proposition. Consider me all ears. Where's that Dumbo gif where he sneezes and it just so poof? Allow me to elaborate. Jeff here was recently appointed as the event manager for the Fun Club. Congrats. That's a cute little mom and pop place where Teo gets his groove on, right? I would categorize it more like a grandma and grandpa kind of arcade. Not the fanciest one out there, but it's got heart. I like an arcade with a good heart. It reminds me of my youth. The good old days when you walk into your home away from home, quarter up, and enjoy the company. But I digress. Getting too swept up in memories. Tell me more about the proposal. Jess is putting on a special event at the Funfair called Funfair as a solid arcade scene, if you will. Oh, I will. High score competitions, esports, reveals the works. I'm going all out on it. And Dale, I think you're doing a dance event as well. He is, but it'd be great if we could add one more. Maybe the premiere of a new indie game? Like that. Could you possibly mean my game, Magical Moon Cuties? if you'll allow us to. All I know is that our magical school I'm intrigued. Magical school girl seems to be quite popular. What about magical school boys? It's a competitive cooperative puzzle game where people have to work together to match all the magical orbs before their opponents can. Think 3-player magical drop, both combo attacks. Everyone plays a different adorable magical school role, hence the cutie's part. That sounds better than the last time I heard it. Right? I'm pretty excited to share magical mean cuties to the world. I've mostly been doing some very selective demos for media outlets today, but so far the general public hasn't been allowed to play it. I'm looking for the perfect place and time to release it. Big publicity would mean I might land a manufacturing contract or a publisher so I could do a wide release. Funplex Funfair might be a good choice for that, but I'm going to need a little more convincing. What else you got? Okay, Jess, don't blow this. You're connected with Tail. It's all about the heart of the arcade. Okay. Think of all the exposure you get. That sounds like kind of the worst things you could say. It's like people asking artists to draw a picture, to draw something for them, and they don't pay for it. They're just like, because the exposure. So let's go with this, because that sounds more like what I'd say. She said she likes the heart of the arcade, so let's go with that. Michelle had mentioned earlier she likes an arcade that has heart and soul. I should appeal to that. You aren't going to find an arcade that has more spirit than the Funplex. Everyone who frequents it, employees and patrons alike, want nothing more for this event to succeed. You want nothing more. It feels like there's a word drop there. Than for this event to succeed. This is our chance to show the world our dreams. We've been pouring all of our combined energy into making Funplex Funfair victorious. Tail, myself, all the staff, all the gamers. With magical immune cuties on our side, we can just bring even more heart to this affair. It's a perfect fit for the kind of friendly atmosphere we want, bringing people together. Boy, you got me right in the feels. Plus, I really want to play magical immune cuties too. There we go. Ha! Fair enough. I was just asking you anyway. After I discussed it with Tail, I already knew I was going to show magical moon cuties at the Funplex. Love that enthusiasm, though. Really? I mean, it's either the Funplex or Deco's Palace, and while Deco is the heavyweight champion of the arcade world, it's not a good fit for my dreams. Oh, no, you'll find out. Yeah. We'll find out more about Deco, don't worry. Great, so it's settled? I think so. And no so. Magical Moon Cuties will have its first playable showing to the public at Funplex Funfair. I'll haul my prototype cabinet over to your arcade the day before so you can get it set up. I'd appreciate you keeping it hidden until the event, though. I already bought a Mystery Cthulhu tart for our rare game release. Heck, what's one more Mystery Cthulhu tart between friends? This will be an event to remember, and I'm thrilled. I can't wait to share the news with everyone. Jess, thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. Oh, but I should really be thanking you. Sorry to cut this convo off, but Michelle, your next interview is here. Rando, publicist. I love it. Rando. It's Mark from Hexagon. Mark, Hexagon. Got it. It's so hard to keep track of all these different media outlets. Jess, it's been great. My people will call your people, or whatever they do these days. Oh, expect your social media to explode later today. Ta-ta! In a flash, Michelle wandered back into a crowd of people, her friend leading her into the next interview. Leaving me standing in shock, unable to believe what had happened. A top indie designer premiering at my event. I imagined the adorable smiling faces of anime magical schoolgirls. I could practically hear them cheering me on. I knew everything would be okay. This is my life? Oh, nothing, just sneezing to myself. Out loud, nonetheless. No worries, I can do that all the time. Mostly when I'm alone, though. But overall, that went really well. I'm glad that Michelle was really excited to bring her game to the Funplex. Me too. Honestly, I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Well, it's actually helping me with the hype at the cosplay contest. I feel like Funplex Fun Fair is going to be amazing. That's the spirit. I never doubted you for a second. I was about to reply with a totally witty report about doubting in time, however, we were interrupted by the sound of a bell chime. The hall will be closing in 30 minutes. It's over already? Yeah, and I'm just getting started. I've barely seen anything yet. I could do this for at least another 4 hours. Oh no, hell no. I am frightened and confused as to how you still have so much energy left, Teo. I amaze even myself sometimes. As for me, I was exhausted, allowing yawns to escape my mouth. Someone like Teo, he has to ensure he has plenty of energy, so it's probably just part of his routine. Well, I am officially pooped and ready to go home. I still want to squeeze in a couple more games before the hall closes. They're going to have to drag you out of the hall once it closes, aren't they? Kicking and screaming. Thanks for your help with Funplex Fun Fair today. That's what friends are for, and I'm glad to have you as a friend. Ditto. See you back at the arcade, Jess. After a pleasantries exchanged, I left Teo to finish the dying seconds of Max in the Indie Mega arcade. Oh, look! All in all, a successful day. Jess, you have a new text message. Operation Hot Dog Takedown mission complete. Asset extracted and heading home for a leisurely bath and some anime. Huh? She hacked the video signs and snuck away. Hence the change. Look at the screen. Our flyer is airing there now. Wow, I didn't know Ashley was a hacker. Maybe we should swap tips. I'd like the Funplex to commit 0 felonies rather than more, Iris. Okay. Right, time to head home. Once I meet Juniper just outside the main exit of the hall, and that's exactly where I was headed. The rush of fresh air hit me as I pushed the double glass doors open. It was nice, refreshing, and had a much better smell than the one I had just been around all day. I didn't have to wait long until I saw Juniper. She bowed happily up to me. So, how was your first match, Jess? It was fantastic, exhausting, unforgettable. Let's go fantastic. So actually, I don't normally change it, but let's go with exhausting because it really would be. My brain and body cannot function after today. I am drained from all facets of my being, physically, emotionally, mentally. Oof, I'm so tired. As to be expected with the convention. Although in your case, you really outdid yourself and got smacked with 300% of what anyone else would have. Yeah? How do you figure? Well, most people drop by Max, play some games, maybe attend a panel or two, do some shopping. They're here to be catered to. You, on the other hand, were doing the catering, and like any good caterer, that means spinning plates and doing 12 different things at once. You found interesting ways to push Funplex Fun Fair and promote the Funplex as a whole. You worked your butt off to do it. So rather than attending Max, you were Max. Sure feels that way. I'm totally drained. I kind of envy you, you know? It sounds like you had some great adventures today. Other than designing that flyer, I didn't do that much beyond playing a few games and buying cute t-shirts and stuff. But let me tell you, they are really super cute shirts. I'm glad I could support you, though, even if it was just, by doing up a flyer. Yes, we will go with this one. Hey, don't sell yourself short. That flyer looks super professional. I mean, no fun common sense, but still pretty cool. Thanks, Jess. I really enjoy doing stuff like that. I don't exactly get a lot of opportunities at the office to express myself. I wonder how many weird looks she gets with that hair. Okay, let's get home and get some real rest. We both earned it. In fact, I'd say we took it, Juniper, don't, to the max. Ag. After that moment, the rest of the evening was a blur. I knew that Juniper and I took the train back home, heated up some pizza bagels, and I safely made it into my comfy bed. I think I was still in shock. At the beginning of this day, I thought that no one was going to know about Funplex Funfair. We'd be stuck as a relatively unknown mom-and-pop arcade. But now it seems like the whole world knows, which is great, but also pretty nerve-wracking. I sighed heavily, letting my mixed emotions fall over me. There was no turning back now. What I set in motion will stay in motion. It can only get bigger and better from here. At least that's what I'm going to keep telling myself as I drift to sleep. I'm proud of what I accomplished today, and I can't wait to tell everyone at the complex about all I've done. I hope they are proud of me too. And before I know it, Funplex Funfair will be upon us. End chapter. You played level 3 of Arcade Spirits. A winner is you. Now let's see your score. Looks like you and Ashley are having some good times. Well, me and Gavin and Ashley. Look how high they are. You're proving to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Yeah, but quirky and basically are creeping up there. Also, you scored 12,150 points. Go for the high score. Actually, I don't know what the high score is, but hey, go for it anyway. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 4? Yes, save the game. Okay. So, back to the main menu we go. And that is it for this chapter of Arcade Spirits. Woo! Okay, next chapter will be the actual Funplex Funfair. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but in this little heart, as you progress through the game, images will appear of all the love interests you've romanced. So as you can see, everyone is popping up there, which means that I've romanced all of them. And you only get those ones who actually get the achievements for romancing them. Okay, so we're done. I need to get some food myself, and yeah. I don't know when my next live stream will be. It depends on when I'm feeling up to it. Yeah, so the next live stream will give us a chance to talk a bit more with Percy and Queen Bee, and then another character of my choosing. It'll work pretty much the same way as the last two chapters have been. We get moments with the two main ones. First is Gavin and Naomi, this one with Taylor and Ashley, and this next one will be Percy and Queen Bee. And then we'll have like a lunch break with one of the other four. And then the chapter after that is when you get to pick your romance. So we'll see how that looks. I actually already know who I'm going to romance. I will not say at this point. You will have to find out. Yeah, so thank you for joining me or watching this if you didn't watch this live. I hope it intrigued people enough to consider buying, because it is currently for sale on Steam for $10, which is basically half price. And even if you miss the sale, it's still not that expensive. So I encourage people, if you really enjoyed watching these live streams, either mine or other people's, please buy the game and support the developers. They're working on a sequel. They can't say yet when it will be released, but it's going to be, you'll be playing a completely different character. It will be set after this game. There will be references to characters from this game, and at least two people from this game will be in the next game. But I'm not going to say any more. They do have a website. Just Google Arcade Spirits and you'll find it. One of the writers is actually writing a novel that's a prequel to Arcade Spirits, which is set in the basically 10 years before this one. And it will take place partially at Francine's Arcade Funplex, and we do get to see Francine, and we do get to see, I think it was Matt that was making an appearance before he met Ben. And it's been really fun watching the author write this book and kind of offering some insight and input, because it's actually set during the time when I would have been in school, and so it's kind of similar to my personal high school experience, but kind of different because I was not really that aware when I was in high school. I was very withdrawn, very sheltered. But anyway, so yeah, there is a game coming out. There is a second game coming out. There's a novel coming out. They're still producing work, and part of my reason for doing this live stream is to keep people interested in Arcade Spirits. So, with that being said, I will go ahead and end the stream here and wish you a good day, good night, good morning, good afternoon, whatever. Take care.